ever walk out of a doctor's appointment and just kick yourself because you forgot to ask that one really important question?
Oh, definitely. Or you feel like the whole thing just went by in a flash.
Exactly. It feels rushed and you're left wondering, did I actually get everything I needed from that? You're really not alone if you feel that way.
Yeah, and that feeling, it really highlights something important. In today's healthcare, being prepared for your appointments, it's not just like a nice to have anymore. It's pretty essential for getting truly effective care.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. We've pulled together some really valuable insights. We're looking at standards from, the big names in quality like Joint Commission International and NABH, but also mixing in that practical patient advice from Supreme Medic and their Lifelines podcast.
Right. So think of this as maybe your game plan.
Right.
For heading into your next clinic visit, feeling a bit more confident.
Yeah, a strategic briefing. Our mission today is pretty straightforward, really. We want to give you clear, actionable steps, things to do before, during, even after your appointments.
The goal is to shift from just reacting to what happens to you in the clinic to, actively shaping that interaction yourself for the best outcome, obviously.
Okay, so let's start with the why. Why is all this prep work actually necessary? Can't we just, show up?
Well, it's interesting. Research actually shows a pretty strong connection between how prepared a patient is and the quality of care they end up receiving.
Really?
Yeah. When you're prepared, it's not just about saving a few minutes, so that helps. It's about making sure your doctor has the complete story, for an accurate diagnosis.
That makes sense.
And like Lifelines put it quite well, actually. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. In healthcare, that's... well, it's a bit high stakes, isn't it?
It really is. And I guess when you're not feeling well, your memory isn't exactly at its peak performance either.
Exactly. Trying to remember every little detail about your health history or what pills you took when. It's tough on the spot. And having that information organized and ready, it could potentially head off unnecessary tests or treatments. Yeah, if the doctor has a clear picture, they can often be more targeted, more efficient, which is better for everyone, really.
So moving from why we should do it to how, what are the absolute essentials we need to gather before we even walk in the door? That medical toolkit you mentioned.
Right, your toolkit, think of it like gathering your intel. First up, the basics. ID, so a HAR card or some government ID, and your health insurance card. That's for the admin side, billing and all that.
Okay, got the basics. But what about the stuff that gives the doctor the real picture of our health?
That's where your medical history documents come in. Now, the doctor will ask questions, of course.
Sure.
But having maybe a short summary written down of your main health points, past diagnoses, treatments, big health events, that can be super helpful, especially with a new doctor.
Okay.
And surgical records, too, if you've had operations. Dates, what was done, how it went.
And Lifelines really stressed the medication list, didn't they? Not just the prescription stuff.
Oh, absolutely. And this is critical. It has to be a complete list of everything. Prescription drugs, yes, but also over-the-counter things you take regularly. Vitamins, supplements.
Even supplements.
Everything.
Yeah.
And crucially, the dosages and how often you take them. This is so important for avoiding potential drug interactions. It really affects treatment planning.
Okay, that's a big one. What about test results? We all seem to collect piles of lab reports and scans. Bring everything.
Well, maybe not everything from the dawn of time, but definitely recent and relevant lab reports or diagnostic results.
Like blood tests.
Yeah, blood tests, x-rays, MRIs, ECGs, anything related to why you're going now. And if another doctor sent you, bring that referral letter. It often has key background info or specific instructions.
Right. And for families, parents taking kids, for instance.
Good point. Vaccination records are key for kids. Yeah. Just makes it easy to check they're up to date. And one more thing, insurance pre-authorization. If you need approval beforehand for a specific test or procedure, make sure you've got that sorted and have the proof with you. Worth checking ahead of time.
Wow. Okay, that's potentially quite a bit of paper. Any tips for, managing it all? Keeping it organized?
Yeah, organization really helps reduce the stress on the day.
Yeah.
Like Lifelines suggested, maybe put things in date order or by type in a folder.
Like digital.
Or digital, absolutely.
Yeah.
A well-organized file on your phone or tablet works great too, just so you can find things easily when asked.
Okay, so we're armed with our documents. Now let's talk about the actual conversation. What questions should we have ready? It's so easy to just freeze up or forget, isn't it?
It really is. Thinking of it like a two-way street, as Lifelines put it, is a good mindset. You're an active participant.
Right.
So start with the diagnosis. Make sure you really understand it. Ask the doctor to explain it in simple terms. Don't ever feel bad about asking, sorry, what does that word mean?
That's huge. I think a lot of people just nod along when they're lost. What else?
Ask about all the treatment options. Often there's more than one path, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ask about different ways to manage it, medicine, lifestyle changes, whatever. And understand the pros and cons, the potential outcomes for each, so you can help make a decision that feels right for you.
And obviously, we need to know about the potential downsides, too. Risks.
Definitely. Ask specifically about risks and side effects, especially for new medications or treatments. Knowing what could happen helps you watch out for things and report back if needed.
What about the timeline? Like, how long will this take? When will I feel better?
Good question. Ask about the expected recovery or improvement timeline. What should you look out for? And also, importantly, what are the warning signs? When should you worry or call back?
Sometimes doctors give a lot of instructions all at once. How do we make sure we catch all the practical bit?
Ask for specifics.
Yeah.
Are there dietary rules, activity limits? How exactly should I take this medicine? For ongoing conditions, ask about lifestyle changes too. And definitely ask how you should monitor your symptoms, what to track, how often to check in.
Right, so we have our documents, we have our questions. Any other sort of practical tips for the appointment itself to make it run smoothly?
Well, a really simple one, but effective. Take notes.
Yeah.
Jot down the key points, instructions, next steps. And, as Lifelines mentioned, you can politely ask if it's okay to record the chat on your phone, just for your own reference later.
And being on time probably helps reduce stress.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Aim for maybe 15 minutes early, gives you time for paperwork, maybe getting your vitals checked without feeling rushed right before you go in.
And this feels obvious, but maybe it needs saying. Be completely honest.
Yes. Crucial. Be open about all your symptoms, even the embarrassing ones. Doctors need the full picture.
Right.
And same goes for that medication list we talked about. Include everything, even alternative stuff. Holding back information, well, it can really get in the way of a correct diagnosis and the right care.
What about thinking ahead, like to what happens after the appointment?
Yeah, good point. Before you leave, ask if you need follow-up appointments or tests or if you need to see a specialist. Sorting that out while you're there can save hassle later.
Okay.
And always ask for a summary of the visit, if they provide one, and definitely a copy of any new prescriptions. It's your reference, and you might need it for other doctors too.
Are there things we should actively try not to do during a visit? Common mistakes?
Yeah, a couple. Try not to self-medicate right before you go. It can mask symptoms, make diagnosis harder.
Okay.
Also, while wanting relief is natural, try to avoid demanding specific treatments before the doctors had a chance to assess things properly. Trust their process, but stay engaged with those questions.
Okay, appointment's done, we're home, now what? It's easy to just, put the paperwork down and forget about it.
Resist that urge. Once you're home, take a few minutes. Reread the advice, the instructions. Check those prescriptions again. Do you need to fast for that test? What date is that follow-up exactly? Note down any diet or lifestyle changes.
And keep the paperwork tidy. Still important.
Absolutely. Set up a health file, physical folder, digital file, whatever works. Keep all the visit stuff together. Results, summary, prescriptions. Taking photos of prescriptions is a good backup too. It just helps you manage your health better over time.
And then, the crucial step, actually doing what was recommended.
Exactly. Don't put it off. Book the tests, start the meds as prescribed, make sure those follow-up appointments are in your calendar and you plan to keep them.
We should probably touch on caregivers too, people going with someone to an appointment.
Oh, that's a really important point, yes.
Yeah.
If you're going with, say, an elderly parent or taking your child,
Mm-hmm.
your role is more than just transport. For older adults, maybe help them express their concerns clearly, help remember the doctor's instructions. For kids' appointments, you're tracking the details, vaccine dates, growth charts.
And for mental health visits.
Yeah, that's another area. Providing emotional support, just being a calm presence, helping create a space where they feel safe to talk openly. That's invaluable.
So, really wrapping it all up, the main message here seems to be that putting in a bit of that prep time before a clinic visit, it really can make a big difference.
It really can. It improves the quality of the interaction, the quality of care, and ultimately your health outcomes. It's about shifting from being passive to being an active partner in your own healthcare.
Yeah, taking charge a bit more.
Precisely. Using these kinds of strategies empowers you. You have more meaningful conversations, more productive visits. You get more out of that limited time with your doctor.
So for everyone listening, as you think about your next clinic visit, maybe pick one thing. What's one document you'll definitely get ready, or one specific question you'll make sure you ask this time? Just taking that one small proactive step could really change your experience and ultimately help your health journey.